There's different levers that we've used to be able to sign up more clients. First one, CRM. It's a must. Everybody needs a place to track their leads. We introduced Legal Funnel CRM 6 months ago as one of those solutions. It's very straightforward. The good part about Legal Funnel CRM is we went through all the motions, the full stack of entire setup. And we can go through the onboarding process with Legal Funnel CRM. So the first part is just setup. Fill out the profile, give information, update your profile, add your staff, add your phone numbers, add your integrations, which is basically when you connect it to your Facebook, Instagram, your Google My Business, all that stuff. Add your payments method for your subscription. Create custom fields. Custom fields are pieces of information that you collect from your leads. Then we also typically want to create tags. Tags are, think about it as sources. So you want to mark every lead that comes in, either be Google search, Google LSA, Facebook ads, etc. Then the important part, and we're going to spend some time here, is your pipeline. It doesn't matter which CRM they use, they all work on the foundation of a pipeline. Pipelines and deal stages, these are just a way to keep track of where your lead is in this process until they get them signed up. Let's go through the deal stages, aka pipelines. Everybody needs this, so let's just cover this, make sure everybody's good with these. So if you want to look, create something very comprehensive, it's the first list. For most of us, the first stage is always going to be a new lead. If it's there, that means it shouldn't be there. That means it's your intakers are not doing their job. They need to advance it forward. Then typically we want to keep track of, did this lead engage with you? Are they responsive? That this lead came in is actually responsive, is actually talking to you. It's somewhat interested basically. So at that point, once they're scheduled for that, then it's consult scheduled, meeting booked, something to signify that this person has engaged and now has booked a meeting. Then there should be a stage for what happened. Did the person show up? Then at that point, you're gonna wanna keep track of leads that you sent out the retainer agreement. So something to signify retainer sent. Then we also have retainer signed. They're basically aka signed, won, closed, whatever you wanna call it, but a way to signify that this lead is good. And then some other important things, nurturing. These are leads who are not ready. That means they're not ready yet, but you're still nurturing them. And then also you might want to have a deal stage for re-engage. These are past clients or leads that are activated again for possible upsell and new service lists. Again, depending on what you're doing, different things. I asked ChatGPT to consolidate this list. We still have the new lead, which is important as I shared. We have engage, which as I shared, usually should be the second deal stage. Consult booked, proposal sent, closed won, and closed lost. This is the very consolidated short list if you want to know what the most important ones are. So let's go through some other variations of these deal stages. Again, other things that I've seen from very top performing law firms, top performing companies. Another one, new lead or aka lead, responded, scheduled, showed, won, or lost. Another one that I've seen from very successful companies is lead. It could be different stages of prospects, booked, rebooked, canceled, or no shows if you want to get really granular. Nurturing, then you have closed, lost, and then last stage, again, usually one of those last stages is closed one. Next is we want to create workflows. Workflows is just automated emails and texts that get sent to our leads. I shared the top 5 most common, most important workflows to create. The first one is by far the most important. For every new lead that comes in, what should happen? We create the workflows for you. Very standard basic one, so you understand how to set one up, that as soon as a new lead comes in, automatically they're going to receive text, emails, things like that. That's all here for you. The result keywords in there, make sure that your leads are getting something that's personalized. And then we also have meeting reminder workflows. As soon as a meeting is booked, you want to make sure that they're all being notified. If you happen to be using the Legal Funnel CRM calendar, if you're using Calendly already has that, so you don't necessarily need this. Also, what happens if there's no shows? Well, same thing. Be able to create those automations and those texts and emails to get them rebooked. Also, workflow for cold leads. If a lead is not responsive after 30 days, then you could create these automations to kind of re-engage them to restart the conversation. And also, there's a whole workflow for collecting Google reviews. There's different ways to be able to collect reviews. This is one of them. So that's all here for you. And to just make sure that you need to connect your domain to send your automated emails from your own domain. So that's the process to do that. If you get second important tool is phone service, VoIP. A popular one, again, one of those things that I've tested out so many different ones, especially Ring Central, very popular one. I've been through those motions, all that stuff. And about a year and a half ago, I found OpenPhone, started exploring it. Then I'm like, no, this is actually really, really good. Started using it, and then I started talking about it. And then once I shared it and I started getting the feedback, I've heard only amazing things. If a phone service is working for you, by all means, please keep at it. You don't need to necessarily need to switch. Call to action is, if you don't have a phone service, at the very least, get on OpenPhone. What do you think is more important? A call, a text, or an email? I'm on the camp of text. Text is crucial, especially these days, especially more and more so into the future. Okay. The reason is Apple about 2 or 3 years ago changed. They became really private friendly. So one of those changes was every time you get a call from an unknown number, it says call from unknown number might be spam. Well, after some time, do you think anybody wants to pick up on those on the call that says unknown number might be spam? Most people over time don't pick up on those random phone numbers, and it's good on the one side, on the client side, because nobody likes spam calls, right? But it's super annoying on this side as a business owner when we actually need to make calls to our people that actually need our help. So one way to get around this, or one way to alleviate this, is to text the lead from the same phone number that you're calling from. You say, you throw your name in there. Hi, this is Sam from Lemon Law Assist, whatever. If you do that and then you make a call, then Apple or your iPhone will say call from Sam, and that does wonders. That's one. And second is, people are a lot more responsive via text. People don't like just getting a random call. People are skeptical, and more so, I think as society we're getting more and more skeptical of everything. So we are more likely to be responsive to texts. But whatever it is, just make sure, ideally, your own phone service that you use for calls also is able to text. Good news is, if you're on OpenPhone, it does that all in one shot. And the important part is, we want to text the lead as soon as they come in. Second, don't wait a minute, don't wait 2 minutes, don't wait 5 minutes. I used to put a filter of like waiting 2 minutes because it might look suspicious. No, screw that. Text them right away. And the question that everybody asks, what to text? Started about like 6 years ago. I started saving all the different texts that I got and actually put into Google Doc about 8 months ago. And I'll share that doc. Over time, I learned a lot. And here's what I've learned. Number one is I'm talking about the first text, which is the most important, is a yes or no question. Yes or no questions, aka binary questions. Simple binary question, always get the best, okay? Simple binary questions. The question's a very simple question. It says, hey, do you have this problem? Did this happen? Is it something? Not necessarily whether you want the service. We're not jumping the gun and say, hey, you're looking to hire, looking to book a call. No. Simple yes or no question to just talk about the problem. Hey, were you recently fired in the last 2 years? Hey, did you get into a car accident? Or hey, did you or someone you know get into a car accident? Something like that, to just get them to respond. The whole point, you're not trying to close them. You're not trying to get them on a call. You're just trying to get them to just start a conversation with you. That's it. So what I found is, I'm actually writing a book right now. So this is stuff from the book. This is pretty good. Combines a lot of best practices in one shot that I've seen. Let's take a look. Hi, first name, personalize it. This is John from John Law Firm. And then insert a simple yes or no question relevant to your legal field. Like, did you get into a car accident in the last 2 years? Are you? So again, something very simple. So think about that. And I also seen something else also that I've seen from a tool called WooSender. I look on their backend of see what their text says. This is how they do it. But here's what they do. Hey, first name, John here from law firm name. Thank you for contacting us. Okay. The sooner the accused seeks legal help, the better the chances of a successful outcome. So they put some kind of urgency in there. So if yours has some kind of urgency or something in there, they may want to throw that in there. That's what they do. And then for them, this was surprising to me. And this, they've tested out probably literally millions of texts and they've seen what works. What they do is their binary question, they're just going straight into getting a booking. They propose 2 different times. Same idea as binary, is simple. So they don't leave it open-ended. When is a good time? They don't say when is a good time. They say, does this time work for you or this time for a quick call? And that's how they get them booked.